So down that way somewhere I got invited to do Vercofly, but I was flying away towards Italy and I hadn't decided whether I was going to be going back or not, but it was playing on my mind, and in the end I did decide to go back. Partly Matt Scudder invited me to do his gliding comp, which was in the same direction, so I thought I'd go there afterwards. But yeah, it was a cool little trip. Didn't get very far in 3 days, so I missed the start of Vercofly, but I had a nice time in the mountains and in my tent. Light rain on and off through the night. When I got up at first light, the wind was blowing down from the pass, so it was no good to fly. But now it's coming up, and I think I'm just going to wait for this little shower to stop and then have a crack. Try and get closer to an Italian hut. It's still blowing down the valley on those lakes down there, and the glide's a tiny bit of a stretch if it's sinky. And yeah, there's blue sky and the sun's just come out, so I'm going to take my chances of wait a bit, see if I can have my cake and eat it too. By the way, that's all I've eaten yesterday: chocolate cake, lemon cake, chocolate, peanuts and the odd sunflower seed. It's not the sunniest out there, but it's coming up the slope, and this morning it was actually blowing down for a little while, so I don't want to take too much for granted. Camp just down there. Hopefully I can get something off here, but usually the wind's been coming this way. Just to look at my takeoff from that grassy spur in front of the pass I came over last night. Across the valley. I was looking at the map and it seems every little one of these bumps has got a name. Pretty funny. This is the Dom something. Oh, I love these stone roof huts. There's quite a few of them in this valley. And I landed a couple of 100 meters back on this track. The equivalent of a 10-to-1 glide from near the coal up there. Saved a lot of windy road walking downhill, and yeah, super satisfying. There was some sun on this spur here, so I was thinking about hiking up for a refly, but at the moment, yeah, we'll just see what happens. There's a hut around the corner, so yeah, that's on the radar. Walking along an aqueduct is usually a pretty good bet that there's not too many ups and downs, and it looks like this one is suited for walking on too. It's not like little pipes. Oh, awesome. That was a bit of a squeeze, and yeah, it's great walking along aqueducts when they're designed for walking, which I think this one is, because there's no ups and downs. So the mic stopped working, but I was saying that I launched from just there. It was right next to the track that I was walking on, which was sidling around. So it was really ideal that I could fly up to the hut. Thermal got me up the slope a bit too. Well, not quite, but pretty close. It's getting pretty turbulent, and it's probably a good thing because it seems a waste to land so early in the day, but I don't think it's that good a day. Rain's forecast, so yeah, let's pack up and see what we can see at the hut. It's pretty windy. I'm pretty happy that I've found myself a whole bunch of charging points for all my electronic devices. And looking back at where I was this morning, it's pretty much been in shade the whole time I've looked over, so glad I made it here. Almost all, well, a lot of it by flying. Pretty satisfying. It was a great hut to enjoy some Italian hospitality, so I had a feed here, made a time lapse so it looked like I was being productive, and I think I was having as many things as I could possibly have on the charge, on the electricity in the hut as well. And finally it was time to make my way up the hill to camp. Well, there's not much in my bag apart from chocolate and peanuts, but I've had a good feed, and yeah, it seems like it's convective rainfall rather than actual rain, and there doesn't even seem to be any convection really. I suppose it's a bit dark down that way, but lower cloud in Switzerland, so yeah, I'm possibly going to have an afternoon flight. Could have tried in the lee here, but the sun's coming on the west side now, so almost there. Admittedly, it's quite windy up here at Col de Champion, exposed to the westerly, but it's definitely worth the walk if I can get phone reception. And I just had a message pop through. I was just thinking it's time to make it epic time lapse. But I'm pretty sure I left my GoPro in the hut. So it's a good thing it's not flying. I've been gone. See you! I'll have to rush back and hopefully get it, but I think I'll park my tent and gear up here. I'm feeling pretty happy with myself. Back in the tent just as it starts raining. Things are charged, internet's sorted. Mate, I can take care of myself. The next day it looked like this, so I thought it would be a good day. I planned some massive triangle or something. First I was going to fly to those cliffs on the left to the north, but in fact after a bit of a time things went south. At least 5, yeah, Ibex, I'm not sure. Mont Valin, I'm struggling, I've lost it. Inching my way up, finally over 10,000 feet, and I guess I can't go too close to that. Maybe I should go back to where I started. Yeah, that kind of looks how it feels. It's things are being pushed down. Not the way I was imagining, maybe. So there's my launch, and I've been scratching, maintaining or slightly increasing my height, or slightly losing it on this ridge south of Mont Valin. But I'm being pushed out. Look at all this cloud spilling over. It seems like it's getting worse. I thought it was just a morning thing. So I think I'm going to cross the valley. Still in the air. Le Mont Blanc. And you can't see it now, but you can just see the tip of the Matterhorn before. Definitely looks like I'm in a good place at the moment. I mean, there's cloud all around the edges, but sun here in the middle. I think I'm still going to try and go to Mont Blanc. Oh, this is shit. It's windy down here. Blowing down the valley. It's supposed to be good today. So I crossed the valley. It wasn't working. I crossed back. Then I got a bit of a climb from near the bottom of the valley. I don't know if I was thinking about wave, but probably it was just a thermal. I mean, there wasn't wind at the high level. It was just low level stuff spilling over the pass. Like, I guess it's the firm difference. So whatever, time to go land. Seemed like it might be slightly less windy in this side valley, and I got it down safely, no dramas, and then a bit of a walk for the rest of the day. I finally decided to give up my height and go into the main valley. In the way of shops, half of them are closed on Mondays, the others are closed for 3.5 hour siesta, but there does seem to be one campground place / bar which I'm hoping to get a feed at, and also need to get some cash and ideally charge up my phone. The breeze is still down valley, so I'm happy to ride off today. Italy is beautiful, so it was a lovely walk, and I met this guy who wanted to give me a lift, and he brought me to all the places I needed to go, and then he gave me a big lump of meat, so it was awesome, and I was off into the hills again. Bit of cloud build up, and yeah, the sun's just set. I've got my gear packed in the tent, and I'm just going to try and race up to the hut, see if I can get a hot feed. Hey buddy, you're on the lee side, did you know that? Feeling a little bit sorry for myself. Got a cold, haven't slept well last night, I've been up before. And Vercofly starts tomorrow. I still haven't decided what I'm doing. Everyone says it's great, but I mean, I kind of can do my own thing and land wherever I want. Status quo, this just means I have to land at places which are potentially not great in terms of, well, my ankle. And I don't think there should be any road walking, but you know, if there is, you can't really hitch a few in the event, and then it costs a bit of dough as well. So yeah, I don't know, I haven't got internet at the moment. I think I might sign up, but wait till tomorrow morning to decide whether I'm going to do it and pay. Yeah, feeling a bit shit last night and woke up at 3 in the morning, didn't get back to sleep for hours. Yeah, the cold seems to be getting through, but not there yet. This was my breakfast in a makeshift bowl and an airline spoon, and lunch was even better, that delicious meat. Just did a forward launch and my ass is wet. I assume my camelback is leaking, hopefully it's not the milk. Coming from the lower left with a little face landing and a relaunch, I had to squeeze through the pass on the top right. This is the highest I've got so far from my second flight from down there, close to where I landed. That's the first takeoff. And this is the same square I saw it up in spring. It's looking good. So that's my launch. Well, the second launch is down there. That's the square I was on before, and I actually got up the shady face before I got onto this time. Camped over that valley. Spent the last couple of days down that way. Might be close to time to say goodbye to Italy, I think. Just switch sides and it's good. Yeah, I had to do the same thing last time. I saw up the really down there. I was up there before and it felt like I was in the lee, so I think I want to get on the other side of this ridge. But getting on top of it, it's even better. Oh, it's a bugger. Bloody cloud looked good, but it was all sick. Just tucked in there is Champay, the Canada of Switzerland. And it's a great little launch, this one, but I think we're going to wait for the next cycle. Actually had a few spots of rain before. The sky's pretty dark, so hopefully waiting isn't counterproductive. Yeah, nice walk up. I mean, I'm feeling a bit shit with the cold, but some nice wild strawberries, raspberries and the odd blueberry. I think edging along in the valley wind and it's lifty, just trying to get something tucked away in the lee here. Very textured air. That was exciting, hopefully the windward side's a bit more boring. So the landing was soft as. It's 5 and at 2,300 metres. I was too chicken to try and fly over because the wind's coming this way but the thermal's going that way. Well, I don't even know if I would have made it because I was flying this way and going like this as soon as I got out of the thermal. So it's not really looking good for making it to Vercofly. But yeah, that's a 150 metre height gain and 1.5 k's to hike up there. So I'll go up there and see what I can do. But to hitch all the way, it's about 40 k's in the air. We'll see. Getting some encouragement here. Well, 5:45, I'm here. There's a supply. It's over here. There's a hut there. There's the hut. Maybe I should have landed in the car park. I was pretty timid about landing hard on my ankle, and there weren't many options here. Landed on my heel. Ah, that hurts. Ouch. And that is why I shouldn't do the fucking Vercofly. So a bit of a rough day, but I found a spot to put the tent. Just had a feed. It was actually really satisfying. The first Swiss hut that I've eaten at in a little while. And similar price to what I paid in Italy. I mean, I got 2 dishes in Italy, but they both filled me up. So yeah, it was goulash soup with chunks of meat in there, 2 thick slices of delicious bread and a big lump of cheese. And I charged up my phone, but unfortunately no Wi-Fi. It's hard to come by in Switzerland. So with 3 short days, blue, green and red, I still had a 30k or so to get to Vercofly, but I'll have to do that the next morning.